Hello everyone, I am coming on here to do a short video on how this pregnancy has been for me and my family. This is my first baby and I'm 37 weeks now. I just recorded a video on the last month of pregnancy and being in between worlds. And now I want to address how sort of the whole pregnancy has been in general, as a spiritual woman who wanted to have a home birth without any intervention at all, as an autonomous birther, but I've also been in the system. So I wanted to talk a little bit about how I've navigated those two worlds and the emotions that have come up for me doing that and how I've addressed them. So one thing to say first is this has not been an easy experience in this pandemic world that we're in at the moment. It's 2021, and I've really missed community. The birthing woman needs community. It's wired in her to need community. They say it takes a village to raise a child. Well, that village is needed before she even gives birth. Women are just connected, and they just are. They need that connection to live healthily. We are, as human beings, we need human connection to live healthily in society. It literally rewires our brain if we don't experience that, and programs us into more fear-based thinking, which is like poison for a woman who is having a child. I mean, even if you know anything basic about the hormonal changes that happen with stress, and how that can influence the mother's state of being and her family's state of being. I mean, this is not a world that has been designed to support the birthing mother at all. So that has not been easy. I have really had to speak up a bit more about what I've needed. When I've needed friends, I've had to say, I need you to come over. I need you to talk to me, please. And when I've needed to put up boundaries, I have been pushed to the edge to put up some boundaries. And that has been a bit difficult because I'm learning how to put up good boundaries for my own self-care, and learning just how to do that in general, because I'm gonna be a mum soon, and mums need to have good boundaries to keep their children protected and happy. So I have been attending midwifery clinics in the NHS, and scans and doctor's appointments and all sorts of stuff, whilst also planning a intervention-free, fully autonomous home birth. That has always been my wish. If it were up to me, I would be in an indigenous community, in a tribe, with medicine women looking after me and observing as I give birth, and it's all very sacred and divine, and it's held as a sacred rite of passage, and there's just this very particular energy about it that sort of is completely infused into the environment. That's my ideal, but I'm sort of living in between that experience. I'm not living in an indigenous tribe, and I'm not a doctor. I do practice Eastern medicine, so I'm a Reiki master, and I do womb healings, so I help women to heal their moon time, their periods, naturally through energy work and meditation. So yeah, so there's like a balance that has been going on, like a dance between being in the medical system and coming home and grounding down and finding the answers that feel true for me, instead of just listening to what I've been told by said authority figures. So that's part of becoming a mum. I feel is really, you have to be responsible and learn about how you actually feel and what you really feel inside, what you think is right for you and your baby. Instead of just taking the professional's advice. I felt quite strongly through the pregnancy that I wasn't personally cared for. It was really, there was a lot of to quit being around the bush, people wanting to hold on to their jobs and stick to the rules of the system. And I totally understand that. That's fine. That's what they're trained to do. And I have willingly entered the system. So that's the treatment that I'm going to receive. But it has felt disempowering. I have been tested, and I have had experiences where I've given my power away, and I've given that, I've sort of invalidated my truth to listen to the concerns of the professionals. And that has been a real challenge, because it's really been quite upsetting. Our baby has, she is going to be born with a cleft lip, and she's not the biggest baby in the world, and the doctors are concerned that she won't be able to be delivered naturally and all these sorts of things. And I still feel like she's a very strong baby and that she's going to be absolutely fine. However, they want to continue monitoring, and I have refused an induction, which they have offered this week. And the compromise is that they want to do more monitoring so that they can keep giving accurate advice. I am okay with this because I know that I have the last say, and I'm not scared about going there more often, listening to the advice, because I know that at the end of the day, I trust myself to ground into Mother Nature, into Mother Earth, and find the answer within that feels right. Now, I've been trying to do that the whole pregnancy, but I've been feeling very fearful, because I've been feeling torn between two worlds. And with sort of other stuff going on, with the experience of life that I've been having, not related to this, it's been a challenge, because I felt like I've needed to do it alone. And sort of like I've needed community, but I have been pushing them away at the same time. So it's been a real challenge. And today there was a breakthrough moment, because I have been very stressed that I will have to have intervention and be rushed into hospital, and all of these things will go wrong, and it's been very dramatic, because I've been afraid of the hospital. And today I had a chat with a obstetrician at the hospital, And she was so fantastic, calm and respectful. She helped me feel better. She helped me feel so much calmer about it. And I am so grateful for her. I'm so, so grateful for her. I really am. And because then I felt like I could make a decision coming from a place of clarity instead of a place of anxiety. So she helped me become more embodied in that moment from just being supportive and respectful of my desires for this childbirth. And I was able to make decisions that I've been struggling to make for a long time that feel good to me, and I feel like I have integrity with these decisions. And yeah, that's what we need, really. I was realizing that I was starting to get so avidly against intervention that I was stressing out to the point where I would need intervention, because the more stress there is, the less oxytocin is produced, and the more likely it is that the labour won't progress, because labour needs oxytocin. Oxytocin is produced by being happy and calm. So what I found has been really important is just embracing the fear, like really embracing all of the wild and crazy emotions that this experience offers, and asking for help, even if it's just to no one, just to whoever you feel is the one who is more knowledgeable, bigger, greater than you. Just humbling and asking for help, because sometimes we really just need help. We can't do it all on our own. And when you're navigating such terrain that's needed, we need to create something sacred around it to bring strength and an anchor, become anchored. So that's what I found has been necessary, and I could have been more disciplined with that, actually, to tell the truth. The last couple of weeks I've been nesting, so I've been cleaning like crazy and cooking, waiting for this baby to arrive, feeling like she's about to come, like any minute now. And it is the craziest experience of being in suspension. It's like I'm being dangled in between two worlds, the spirit world and the earthly world, and I'm neither here nor there, and I'm navigating this experience in the middle of it and gradually going towards the spirit world and the earthly world. So it's like I'm being stretched open to give birth, and it's fascinating me. It really is fascinating. And I've spoken about this in the other video, but this has been the time where most wounds have come up to be addressed, and I really haven't wanted to make that many decisions about, you know, what will happen to the baby after birth, and you know, what decisions I need to make for the childbirth and the things like that. I've just really wanted to birth in peace, like we all do, really. I think probably is the case. So let me think. So reflecting on the pregnancy, I would say being in the system as a spiritual woman has been the biggest lesson of self-trust and becoming the authority. So it's like really triggered some wounds of giving power away. And that's been really great, actually, because I've been forced to look at that. And now I can address these things without having to be combative or defensive, because the insecurity is being dealt with. I was helping myself get through this feeling of distrust, and it's been so painful. And I've realized that we need to be really confident in who we are to trust ourselves. So we need to do the work around that. You know, what are the things that I'm really good at? What can I specialize in naturally? Not what I've been told I'm good at, or what I think I want to be good at, or what other people are good at. It's what do I feel naturally good at? And then how can I do that and live with integrity so that I can trust myself more and make these decisions calmly without being insecure. Because I feel for some reason like I have given too much power away to authority figures, when I know that I am the best person to make these decisions in my heart, in my body. My body knows. But the mind can get loud and in the way. And that's what I've been wanting to avoid, really. I realise that now that we're all just human beings who have different priorities, and we just need to respect one another, really, and respect our differences and love each other as human beings, not as patients. It's a really important point I make about bringing sanctity to this experience, because that can really help to live with within truth, within your own truth, and be considerate of others. And have the strength to say something when it feels off. I think that's really important. So I've explained what I was wanting and what I've experienced, and the plan now is to be, when the baby is coming, when she decides, whenever she decides that is, to stay at home for as long as possible, and then go into hospital to give birth, and still have no intervention, still just have a peaceful and calm environment as much as possible. And I just know that we need to be there for some reason. I just know that, and I want to be there. I feel that we need to be there. So making this decision has been really hard up until today, because I was clouded by fear, and my ego was very much saying, I need to stay at home, I want to stay at home, because I don't trust anyone in the hospital. And today, after that had shifted and I calmed down, I was able to make a clearer decision based on how I actually feel and what I'm actually intuiting about this birth. we can only really know from a place of calm and peace. So I'm really grateful for that. And yeah, I look forward to posting my next video, which hopefully will be about the birth. Okay, mahalo.